This is a seminar all about health and how you can live longer.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a foodie sort of theme this morning with Jamie and Beck from MasterChef, then a bit of a yarn about the paleo diet. Well, now this book is it's been penned by Jason Sean Bennett, Eat Less, Live Long. Good morning, Jason.
And good morning. Nice to be on the show.
Now, we know that you've been in Invercargill. You're travelling around the country as we speak. You're heading to Queenstown tonight for the seminar. We're very interested because a couple of people that we've spoken to have said if you knew how old Jason Sean Bennett was, you would be amazed. When we look at your photo, I don't know, I can't pick it, but Jason, you're going to have to tell us yourself. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Whoa.
Okay, so you're pretty close to 50. You look more, late 30s.
I reckon you look like early 30s. That's incredible. You've got a bit of an amazing story to tell. We understand that when you were young, you were, for the first 20 years of your life, being told that you had numerous incurable illnesses. What happened then?
Well, I was very, very sick when I was young. I had asthma and hay fever and allergies. I caught every cold, every flu, every bug, everything. I was constantly sick, and I was on 16 shots of Ventolin a day. I was on steroid injections. I was on Intel prevention, in and out of hospital on breathing apparatus. So, skin problems, digestion problems, weight problems, you name it. I was your classic kind of sick kid, then sick teenager, sick young adult. And I was told that I was incurable and it was bad luck, bad genetics. Just get on with it, son, take the drugs, nothing can be done. And so when I got to 21, which was right back in 1988, 87, and I hit 21 and I was about to have my first child, and I thought one day, you know what, I'm not going to be a very particularly effective father and keep up with my kids if I literally can't get out of bed without taking drugs and can't go to sleep without taking drugs and can't get through the day without taking drugs. So I thought, well, why don't I start looking at what else there is you can do? And of course I started studying then diet, lifestyle and environment. And when you start looking at that and you start understanding and realizing that only 3% of most modern disease is genetic and 97% is about our diet, lifestyle and environment, then you can really start to have an impact. So then I started looking at things like the centenarians and what is it about these groups of people that regularly live into their hundreds without high blood pressure, without cancer, without diabetes and obesity. And there's large groups of them all over the world, and I put that all into the book. And when you start looking at what they do things like regular intelligent fasting and eating less and eating more plants and low levels of stress and getting enough sleep and all those key things. But the thing you really realize the most when you really look at that kind of stuff is that it's all doable by us. And so I started doing it, and within 4 years I'd cured everything. I now am 46. And I haven't been sick for 20 years. I don't take any drugs for anything. I haven't had medication for 20 years. I haven't had a cold for 20 years.
That's incredible. So you don't take any drugs for your asthma?
Nothing at all. I'm completely cured.
I think that is not only is it incredible, Margot, but that is sensible. Too often, everything is reactionary. If you've got an issue, people are like, take this drug, do that. Whereas what you've done is far more proactive, and you're avoiding the issue entirely just by changing a few things beforehand.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the funny thing was I was kind of forced into a corner at the time because I had no knowledge. The first time someone said to me, you know what, all your sickness to do with your diet and lifestyle, why don't you change that? And I remember thinking, what on earth are you talking about? How can it be anything to do with my diet, my lifestyle? Just having no idea whatsoever that something that I thought was genetic or I thought was, incurable could actually be completely reversed. And so, once I started studying that was it, and it's become a passion. And now the reason that I do the teaching I do in the seminars and writing the book and teaching people how to live a long, healthy life all over the world is simply because people ask me what I did. They say, look, I've tried all this other stuff. You were really, really sick. Now you're really, really well. How did you do it? And so now I literally teach that, and it's just become an absolute privilege because I wish I'd had me at 46 when I was 21, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Well, it's so empowering, isn't it, when you can actually see that you can make the changes yourself. So, Jason, the seminar, it runs for a couple of hours. You cover off all the things that have obviously made a massive difference to your life, but also teaching people or helping people understand how they can live longer and healthier and have much more energy in their day.
Exactly, that's exactly it. And what I find is we work with people, people who are really well as well as people who are really unwell. And when you really start to get a picture, and in the seminar I really try to put it together in a really simple way in which you look at the epidemiology, which is the studies of people who have lived long, healthy lives around the world, those groups of people, the Okinawans and Bill Kabundans and Abkhazians and these groups of people, and you look at them and then you look at the science and the research, and it says exactly the same thing. So just as you mentioned, it is actually common sense. It really is common sense stuff. And when you look at the science that backs it up, it's really simple to get your head around. And I have people who come up to me at the end of the seminar and say, I've never seen it put so obviously and simply and in simple ways that I can do. And it's a magic thing. We have people in tears at the seminar sometimes.
Oh, Jason, I'd imagine we've got some listeners outside of Queenstown that won't be able to make it tonight, but I'd say they'll be very much interested in learning more. How can they figure out a little bit more about what you do, Jason? What's the best way for them to go about that if they can't make the seminar?
If they can't make the seminar, go to our website. It's jasonshawnbennett.com, and it's all one word, and you can just punch it into the internet and it'll find me straight away. And on there you can have a little look at the book if you want to, or you can do the Life Plan, which is our program where we actually work with you and teach you for an entire year. So the best way is the website, or just pick up the book, and you can get that also if you don't make it tonight from Work Calls or Paper Plus and booksellers and things like that. We'd love to work with you. We literally have people in 9 different countries around the world that we're working with. So really, really exciting stuff.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jason. Lovely to talk with you this morning.